The sun is out. The sun is out. Let's go harvest some corn. I've been growing this corn since the beginning of spring, and here's the story. I grew up in a rural homestead where every corn season was just amazing. We would eat corn literally every day. We would have it roasted, we would have it steamed, and my grandmother would make some delicious cornbread. At the beginning of the harvesting season, we would go to the field with my grandmother to pick some soft corn to be used for her cornbread. It was a fun experience attaching that grinding machine onto the wooden table, peeling the corn from the cob. On those cold days when we would sit around the firewood stove, roasting some corn, and everybody would fight to get the best spot to roast their own corn. When I grew this corn, I wanted to rekindle some of those childhood memories. As you can see here, our plants grew to be quite thick, and we had a significant amount of corn that we harvested. And of course, I cut myself on a leaf. Not too bad, but a battle scar nonetheless. As I peel my corn, let me give you a couple of things that you need to know about growing your own corn. The best soil to grow corn is one that is rich in organic matter. So since it was our first time growing corn on this part of the garden, so we had to use some fertilizer to amend the soil. We used some organic fertilizer from our local garden shop. Corn grows best in rows with enough spaces in between the plants. In my little garden, we try to plant in neat rows that will allow enough air to circulate between the plants. This also helps every part of the plant to get enough sunlight. Alright, let's see what we have here. This one was eaten by birds because hey, why not? In the garden we don't only grow for ourselves, but for all the other little creatures that come and visit our garden. So the birds had a feast with this one, but at least they left me half of it. even though there's been a significant amount of ants, and you know, wherever there's ants, there's bound to be aphids. Now, before I left for my December holidays, what I used to do was just to spray some neem oil around the corn husks and some of the leaves of the plant. When I came back for this harvest, there were quite a number of ants, but the number of aphids were significantly low compared to the number of ants. The kernels seem to have formed pretty well. I must say, I did get some perfect looking ones, like this one. Pretty. Corn requires a consistent supply of water, so you need to consistently water it, especially during the dry seasons. If you are going to be watering the plants, you need to water in the morning to allow for the leaves to completely dry out. Luckily for me, where I stay, there's been a lot of rain, so there was no need for me to consistently water. Now, harvests are never perfect. As you can see here, I harvested nothing. It's just cob and husk. There's no corn. And this one over here, as much as it has all of the corn, but it's so tiny. It has a tiny little cob and it's so short, but it's cute. Now this one comes from the seeds that we planted first. So this is one of the plants that when I left to go to KZN, they were already having a couple of corn on them. But when I left, it wasn't fully grown, so I couldn't harvest it. As you can see now, it's completely dried up. As you can tell by the husks, they even look black. So they are completely dried out. So this one I'm not gonna eat. I'm just gonna dry it up further and serve it to the birds. As you can see, it's completely dry. This one too, it was part of that plant. So these ones are not for my consumption, but I'm just gonna give them to our little garden friends. Now this one had a little surprise for me. If you just wait for it, you see there? Look there. There's a giant roach. And it just walked all over my hand. Yeah, that was some scary stuff. Always expected in the garden. I don't know if you can see it there. It's still crawling around. There it is. Yeah. Comes with the territory, I guess. But then we carry on. So overall, this has been a good harvest. I got a significant amount for my family to eat. So I guess our first ever corn season was a success. That's it for our corn harvest. Everything on this pile, like I said, I'm just going to dry it and serve it to the birds that like to come and visit. And then everything on this pile is for me and my family to enjoy. As usual, all of this garden waste is not wasted, but I'll put it in the compost pile for it to bring some more nutrients into my soil next time I need to fertilize. And there's our compost bin. Oh, there's also a volunteer tomato plant over here, but I'm not gonna bother it. I'm just gonna leave it there and see what happens to it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.